Good morning, students. Today I am going to continue the motion chapter. In the last class, I started the motion chapter. It's a continuation I am going to explain now. Whether my voice clear or not, if you have any query, write in the chat box. Now, whether my voice clear or not, students, write in the chat box. Whether my voice clear or not, voice and picture. Is it clear, students? Okay, let us start. And now, today what we are going to discuss? I am going to start the distance and displacement topic. Okay, right. Today topic, the motion chapter continuation. This is our chapter name. This is the second lecture that I am going to explain now. Okay, if you have any query, write in the chat box. Okay, let us start. First of all, I am going to explain what is distance. What is distance? Distance means what? Distance is the distance is also called as path length. Distance is also called as path length. It is one of the physical quantity. What it describes and what is its definition? What is the definition of the distance? Distance or path length. What is this? What is the definition for this? Distance means it is the length of actual path covered by the body. It is length of actual path covered by the body. The definition is that the length of actual path covered by the body is called as distance. This is the definition of the distance or path length. Okay, what is the definition? It is the length of actual path covered by the body. Okay, actual path means, for example, this is JNV, our Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. This is your house. Okay, and this is the way to travel like this. There is some way is there, right? And this is the way to reach your home. This is the road along which you should travel in order to reach your home. This is the actual path. The actual path is the zigzag. Okay, and this is the actual path. Actual path means the way along which you travel. Okay, आप कैसे ट्रैवल करेगा, किस पाथ में आप ट्रैवल करेगा, उस पाथ को हम लोग एक्चुअल पाथ बोलता है, right? This actual path distance is called as, this actual path length is called as distance. That means it may be, we have to measure this distance. It may be, for example, 3 kilometers. Then 3 kilometers is your home distance from JNV. This is the actual path, okay, along which you travel. That 3 kilometers is called as the distance. 3 kilometers is called as the distance. What is the SI unit of the distance, and whether the distance is a scalar or vector, that I want to know. And for the purpose, you listen very carefully, okay, and some points I will give for related to the distance. Okay, SI unit of distance is what? SI unit of distance or path length is meter. Meter is the unit. Okay, and CGS unit is, CGS means centimeter gram second. CGS unit is centimeter, that is centimeter. Okay, we write cm. 1 meter equal to how many centimeters? Can anyone tell how to convert meter into centimeters? 1 meter equal to how many centimeters? Write in the chat box, students, those who knows. Write in the chat box. 1 meter equal to how many centimeters? Anybody knows? If you know, you write in the chart box. 1 meter equal to 100 centimeters. In order to convert the meters into centimeters, you should multiply with 100. Okay? And the other unit is other unit. Some other units also, so many units are there. Kilometers is there, right? Kilometer. 1 kilometer equal to how many meters? 1 kilometer equal to how many meters? Can anyone write? 1 kilometer equal to how many meters? Write in the chat box, students. I'm waiting. Right. 1 kilometer is the equal to 1,000 meters. Like this, there are several units are there. Okay, for the distance. And distance, whether it is a scalar or vector, distance is a distance is a scalar. Distance is a scalar. What is the meaning of the scalar? It has only magnitude but no specified direction. Scalar means what? Scalar is a physical quantity. It has only magnitude. There is no specified direction. It has only magnitude but no direction, right? Then such physical quantity is called as distance. Understood, students? Distance is a scalar. It has only magnitude but no direction. Okay, that is a distance. Can anyone write in the chat box? Right. Simran Mato gave Dibajanta Mahanta 100 centimeters, 100 centimeters. Simran Mato 1 kilometer equal to 1,000 meters. Very good. SI means standard international unit. Okay, standard international. That means in all over world we are using these units now at present. That's why the standard international unit is the SI unit. S standard I international. That's standard international unit. Now next one is distance is a scalar. We know now, we got it here. I'm going to give few more points related to this. That is, distance is always distance distance always positive. Okay, distance never be negative. It never be negative. Distance never be negative. Remember that. Okay, that means it always positive or zero. Distance is always positive or zero. This is about the distance. Okay, write in the, you note these all points and write in the, you write in your notes also. Okay, write in your notes also. This one, by taking screenshot, you should write in the notes. Okay, you should maintain the notes also. Understood, students? Okay, I'm going to erase this. You take screenshot. We got what is distance. Next, I am going to explain displacement. What is displacement? If you have any query, write in the chat box, students. Displacement means what? Displacement. It is the shortest distance. It is the shortest distance. It is the shortest distance the shortest distance between the shortest distance between initial and final points. Shortest distance between initial and final points is called as displacement. Displacement. This is the definition for the displacement. Okay. It is the shortest distance between initial and final points. Then how to find out the displacement and what is the unit of the displacement? SI unit of displacement is again meter and the CGS unit is centimeter gram second unit. It is the centimeter, no change. That means distance and displacement have the same units. But this displacement is a vector, not scalar. It is a vector. Vector means what? Vector means it has both magnitude and direction. It has both magnitude and direction. I will explain clearly. Don't worry. Both magnitude and direction. In the last class, we discussed about the magnitude and direction, vectors and scalars. Magnitude means value, direction means a specified direction. Okay, scalar has only magnitude but no direction, but the vector has the both magnitude and direction. That's why displacement is a vector. And displacement may be 0, negative, and positive also. Okay, displacement may be 0, negative, and positive, but distance is always positive or 0. Okay, and now what is displacement and how to find out? What we are telling it here, shortest distance between the initial and final points, that is called as the displacement we are telling. Okay, and there is one formula is there for the displacement. Displacement is equal to formula change in position. To find out the displacement, if you know the positions, then the formula is change in position. That is x2 minus x1. This is the formula for the displacement. If x2 greater than x1, if x2 greater, sorry, what is x1? X1 is the initial position and x2 is the final position. Okay, I will explain with example now what is this and what we are telling and how, what is the definition of this displacement and everything. You take the screenshot and note it and write in the note copy. And next one I am going to tell with some examples. Okay, and the examples I am going to give for the distance and displacement. One example I will give, that this is a x-axis, just it is an x-axis, and let us take this as origin. This location is the origin, this point is O, and there are some values are there here. This point we can consider as the O, and this is 20 centimeters, 40 centimeter location, and this is 60, this is CIT 100, and this location we can consider as P, this location we can consider as the Q, and this is also again minus 20, minus 40, minus 60, and this location I am considering as R. Okay, right. Now this is the coordinate system, just like a straight line motion. We can consider one thing, that when one object travel from, if an object travel from, if object travel from O to P, then P to O to Q. Okay, object travel from O to Q, then and then Q to P. Then question is that what is the distance and what is the displacement? This is our question. In this case, what is the distance? Anyone can write what is the distance? Object travel from O to Q, then return back to P. Then they are asking the distance. This line in the is in the centimeters. Let us consider in the meters. Okay, we can consider this is in the meters. Okay, right. Can anyone write what is the distance? Sir, what is magnitude? Okay, Mahanta. What magnitude means value. Okay, for example, distance we are telling 100 meters. This 100 is said to be magnitude. Okay, and value, that is a magnitude is nothing but value. Okay, distance, how much it travel? Object to travel from O to Q, then Q to P. Then what is the distance? Distance means what? Length of actual path. Actual path means what? How the body travel, like that you can go and measure, that is actual path. Distance definition is length of actual path. Actual path is what? O to Q, for that 100 meters. In between O and Q 100 meters is there. OQ distance. Then after that return back to P. O to cursor you should follow. O to Q. Then after that come back to P. OQ plus QP we can write. Understood? This is actual path. Distance means length of actual path. Actual path is what? O to Q, then Q to P, O to Q, Q to P. O to Q, how much distance? 100 meters. Q to P, how much distance? I want to know the distance between the P and Q. Right? You travel from O to P, then after that return back to P. Q to P distance how much? 60, 100. This is the 40 meters. Is it correct? This is 40 meters, right? Is it correct, students? Right. That means how much distance it can travel? 140 meters. But what is the displacement? Okay, distance understood. That is the length of actual path. How body travel, like that you can go and measure, that is the distance. Displacement means, displacement means shortest distance between the initial and final points. What is initial point? Initial point is O. What is final point? Final point is P. Okay. Initial point. What we are telling the definition of the displacement. Displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final points. Initially, where the object is there. Okay. where the object is there at O. Finally, where the object will goes P. In middle it travel to Q. O to Q, then Q to P. That means initial point is O, final point is P. Then shortest distance between initial and final points. Okay, this is the shortest distance. Directly we can go to P. No need to go to Q. Right? That's why we can write the displacement as. Or otherwise you use the formula, that is the final position minus initial position. What is the final position? Initially is what? It is at 0 meter. Finally, it is at P, that is 60 meters. We write as 60 minus 0. This is the 60 meters. This is the displacement. Displacement means shortest distance between the initial and final points. Okay, for example, you traveled, okay, 3 meter distance along the east direction, some direction. The next you travel the 4 meters. This is the actual path. This actual path length is called as the distance. That means in this example, the distance is 7 meters, 3 plus 4, actual path length. But the displacement is the shortest distance. Initially you started at here, finally you are at here. You join the initial and final points with a straight line. That straight line length is the displacement. Because displacement is the shortest distance. This is the final point and this is the initial point. And where you started your journey, that is the initial point. And where you end your journey, that is the final point. Shortest distance between the initial and final points is called as the displacement. The displacement from the figure we write as. Can anyone write what is the displacement in this figure? We can use the Pythagoras principle. In the mathematics, there is a formula is there, Pythagoras principle. This hypotenuse square equal to this square plus this square. We write s square is equal to 3 square plus 4 square. That is 9 plus 16. That is s square equal to 25. S is equal to root 25. That is 5. Where s is the displacement. S is the displacement. Like this, we can find out the displacement. Displacement means shortest distance between the initial and final points. That is called as the displacement. Okay. From this, we write the displacement is the shortest. That's why displacement we write as less than distance. Is it right? Displacement less than distance. Displacement is less than the distance. And second case we will take that if object travel from O to P and then return back to O. Okay. Then what is the distance and displacement? Can anyone write in the chart box what is the distance and displacement in this example? Write in the chat box, students. If you have any doubt, then also you write. Good. All the other members also should respond. Okay. What is the distance and displacement? Waiting for your reply. Mahanta replied for the previous question, and all the others should be actively participate. Reply fast. Bangi Hemram replied distance as 120 centimeters. Right. Object travel from O to P, then return back to O. Actual path is what? O to P, right? Then after that, return back to O. That means that we can write as P to O, right? O to P, how much distance? 60 meters. Between this one, 60 minus 0 you can do 60 meters. O to P 60 meters plus P to O also 60 meters. We will get the distance as 120 meters. What is the displacement? What is the displacement? Initial point is O, where the body starts its journey. That is O. Final point is what? O. Finally, it reaches the O. That means initial and final points are coincide. Initial and final points are coincide. When initial and final points are coincide, then what is the displacement? That means we want to go to O from O. What is the shortest distance according to the definition of the displacement? That is the shortest distance between the initial and final points. शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस between the initial and final points. आप O के पास है, आप फिर O के पास जाना होगा. O is your initial point. आप O से शुरू किया, O तक जाना होगा, राइट? उसके लिए कम से कम कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करना करना है, उसको हम लोग डिस्प्लेसमेंट बोलता है, राइट? डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज द शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द इनिशियल एंड फाइनल पॉइंट्स. देन व्हाट इज द वैल्यू? राइट, Mahanta replied 0. Right, very good. Right answer is the 0 meters. Right, we can also find this one by using the formula final position minus initial position. Finally O, initially O matlab 0 meters. That means 0 minus 0, we are getting the 0 meters. That means if displacement is 0, distance, corresponding distance is not equal to 0 here, right? And now one more example we will take, and that is, just you see, if object travel from O to P and then P to R, then in this case what is the distance and displacement? Write fastly, what is the distance and displacement? Write in the chat box. You see the picture? Right, object travel from O to P, then return back to R. O to P, then P to R. Okay, O to P, right side, positive x-axis, it we can say this one. This is side is the positive x-axis. If you take it as the x-axis, then we take it as the positive x-axis. Origin left side we can take as the negative x-axis, right? Now body travel from O to P and P to R. Distance O to P, distance how much? 60 meters. P to R, distance how much? P to R, this O to P is the 60 meters. You see this? Write in the chat box. O to P 60 meters. P to R how much distance? Distance I want. Distance means this total length. O to P 60 meters. This length is the 40, total 100. Right? Then answer is what? What is the distance? Okay. Distance traveled. What that is traveled from O to P. Then after that P to R. Right, O to P is 60 meters, P to R is the 100 meters, right? Total 160 meters. Displacement is what? Final position minus initial position. What is the final position? R. R is the final. O to P, P to R. O is the initial, R is the final. R position value how much? R value is minus 40. X2 value is minus 40. X1 is what? Initial position, it started at O. Then that's value is 0. then minus 40 meters. That means displacement is left side, right? From these equations we conclude one thing. If displacement may be negative here, displacement may got 0, and here we got a positive in the in above case. You see here displacement positive, here 0, here negative. That means displacement may be negative, positive, 0. But the distance always positive. You see positive, positive, positive. Can you write the relation between the displacement and distance? What is the relation between the displacement and distance? Good. The relation between the distance and displacement. I want the relation between distance and displacement. We write the distance is less than or equal to displacement. Okay? Distance may be equal to displacement, but sorry. Little mistake it is. Displacement less than distance. Displacement is the shortest. That's why the displacement is less than. Sometimes it may be equal to distance. Okay? Sometimes it may be equal to distance. Displacement less than or equal to distance. If displacement is 0, if displacement is 0, corresponding, if displacement is 0, corresponding distance, corresponding distance may or may not equal to 0. If displacement is 0, distance not necessary to equal to 0. Okay? Why? Here you see this example O2P P2R. In that, not this one. You see this another example. Object travel from O to P to O. In that displacement is 0, but distance is not 0. If displacement is 0, the corresponding distance may or may not equal to 0. Right? Okay. Write in the chat box and by taking the screenshot everyone and everything you should write. Okay, now I am going to erase. Let us do few questions based on this. Okay. Actually, how to find displacement? There is two methods are there. One is based on change in position formula, and there is another method is there to find out the displacement. Procedure to find displacement. Procedure to find displacement. What is the procedure? There are two steps you should follow. The first step is that join initial and final points. Join initial and final points with a straight line. With a straight line. The second point is that first of all, first point is not this one. First point is that note initial and final points. Just note the initial and final points. Second point is that join initial and final points with a straight line. This straight line length, this straight line length gives displacement. This is how to find out the displacement. Join initial and final points with a straight line. This straight line length gives the displacement. This is how to find out the displacement. Okay. Then let us go for the few example for this. What they are asking. Just question 1. An object travel an object travel 3 meter along east direction and then 4 meter along north direction. Find the total distance and displacement taken by the body. This is our question. Then what happening it here? Object is traveling from where to where it is traveling. You see, first you draw for this solution. I am going to write solution. You see here how the object to travel. First we have to see object to travel. First you know the directions. This is the north, south, east, west. Okay, north, south, east, west. You should draw like this. Then after that, first object to travel 3 meter along east. You can draw 3 meter along east. Object to travel 3 meter along east. After that, what happens? 3 meter along east and 4 meter along north direction. Then after that, 4 meter travel along the north direction. 4 meter along the north direction. North means upward. Then what they are asking? They are asking the distance and displacement. Can you write the solution? What is the distance and what is the displacement? Can anyone write in the chat box? Write in the chat box. What is the distance? Distance is the 3 plus distance is the length of actual path. Actual path is 3 meter east. East means right side. 4 meter north. Then displacement distance is what? Very simple it is to find out. That is 3 plus 4. 7 meters is the distance. What is the displacement? How to find out the displacement? Then displacement is, this is the initial point where the body starts its journey. That is initial point. Where the body ends its journey, that is the final point. Join both of them with a straight line. Join them with a straight line. Let us join. Okay, this is the initial point. Join the initial and final. Initial point means where the body it starts its journey. Final point means where the body ends its journey. Join them with a straight line. This straight line length gives the displacement. This has only one direction, right? Then how to find out the displacement in the figure? You use the Pythagoras principle. According to that, we write like this: S is equal to under root of 3 square plus 4 square. We write 3 square means 9 plus 16. We write as root 25. We will get as 5 meters. This is the solution. Okay, right. Displacement is 5 meters. This is the displacement. And the next one more. Anybody answered for this? Good. Sarojini Birwa is answered the distance as 7 meters. Priyanka Nayak also answered distance as 7 meters. Bangi answered the displacement as 5 meters. Good. And let us go for one more example, last one. After giving the one example, I will close today lecture. Question number 2, that a car is moving along a circle of radius 7 meters. Find the distance and displacement find the distance and displacement taken by the car after half revolution. After half revolution. This is my question. Right? Can anyone write the answer? Try for it. Okay, let us go for the solution of this one. What they are asking, this is a circle. Okay, this is a circle. And one object is moving along the circle. One car is moving along the circle. Car is moving along the circular road. The car starts it here. Okay. After half revolution, it came to here. It starts at A and it came to B after half revolution. It traveled along this path. The question is that what is the distance? What is the distance? You join the initial and final points with a straight line. Distance means what? Distance is the length of actual path. Actually, object is car travel along the circular path. Half revolution it completed. That means it moves from A to B. The radius they gave us the 7 meters. Right? Solution. Let us go for the solution. The radius they gave us the 7 meters. And after half revolution, distance is what? Distance is the length of actual path. Full circle length is the 2 pi r. Full circle length is 2 pi r. But it covers only half revolution. It moves from here to here. Then full circle length is 2 pi r. Circumference, half circle is the pi r. Is it right? It travel only half of the circumference of circle. that is it travel only pi r distance, where pi is the 22 by 7, r is the 7, it will cancel. You will get the 22 meters. Next I want the displacement. How to find the displacement in the figure? Displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final points. When you know the initial position and final position, we can find out the directly. But here you don't know initial and final positions, then you have what you have to do, you have to follow the two steps procedure, that is a procedure to find out the displacement. Initial point is this a, final point is b after half revolution, then shortest distance to reach the final point from initial point is the displacement. To know the shortest distance, know the initial and final points. Okay, initial point is this one, final point is this one a, initial point a, final point b, join them with a straight line. Okay, join them with a straight line. This is the straight line. This is straight line length is the displacement, right? This is the displacement. Then the displacement is equal to S. Displacement is equal to S in the figure. That is what you will get from the figure. That is equal to 2r. It is the double of the radius. Is it right? This is the radius. And this is also radius. Is it correct? Then we write a 2r. That is the displacement. 2 into r is what? 7. Then you will get as the 14 meters. Right, students? Okay. One homework I will give, then after that I will close. Any doubt in this solution? If you have any doubt, write in the chat box. Take the screenshot and note it. And one question I will give. Homework. Third question. An object or car, travel 1.5 meters along east direction, and then 3 meter along 3 meter along south direction, and then 2.5 meter along east direction. Find total distance and displacement. What is the total distance and what is the total displacement? This is our question. Okay, right. This is your homework. You draw the diagram for firstly, then after that try for it. Okay, and I am giving the directions. This is north, south, east, west. Firstly goes to east, then after that turn and travel south direction, then after that again travel in east direction. Okay, and draw the diagram and find out it. If you will get answer, then write in the chat box. Okay, and thank you to all. Closing the lecture.